Finding Nemo. This time around we have Andrew Stanton directing this film, who before was the writer of Toy Story, A Bug's Life, Toy Story 2 and Monsters Inc. He also was the co-director of A Bug's Life, and he directed a couple of shorts in his past, and now he got the chance to direct a full-length feature film, much like Pete Docter. The story to Finding Nemo is about a clownfish named Marlin, played by Albert Brooks, who is taking his only son, Nemo, played by Alexander Gold. Marlin is worried that something would go wrong taking him to school, but the teacher, Mr. Ray, played by the storyboarder of the film, Bob Peterson, says Nemo will be safe. Marlin goes after them after finding out that they are going to the drop-off. Nemo and some other fish kids sneak off and they discover a boat in the distance, but they think it's called a butt. They all become show-offs, seeing who can get closer without being scared. Marlin shows up just in time and Nemo gets mad, and while Marlin was talking to Mr. Ray, Nemo swims off to the boat and actually touches it.
He touched the butt.
Just when Nemo was coming back, a deep sea diver appears and takes Nemo away. Marlin goes after the boat that the deep sea divers went onto and meets another fish named Dory, played by Ellen DeGeneres. And so Marlin and Dory swim throughout the ocean to find Nemo and meet some other fishes and even sharks and turtles on the way. Meanwhile, Nemo was put in a fish tank in a dentist with other fish. Nemo gets given the name Sharkbait.
Sharkbait! Hoo-ha-ha!
And then they plan a way for Nemo to escape the tank and get back into the ocean. The basic way to put this film is a father and son story, but also a rescue story. Kinda like Toy Story 2, but with fish instead of toys. Do I think this is just as good as when Toy Story 2 did it? Yeah, of course they did some things different, like Marlin meeting Dory, exploring the open ocean that he's never seen before, and going through different tasks, like swimming away from a shark, trying to eat them. And of course the scenes where we get with Nemo in the fish tank, where he learns to do things on his own by getting a little bit of help from the other fish in the tank, like how to escape a pipe. Now there's something I should bring up. You know how Antz was basically DreamWorks' own take on A Bug's Life? Well, it happened again with Finding Nemo, with their film, Shark Tale, and
Let's get this party started right!
Will Smith as a fish. I used to think this was good when I was younger, but god, it did not age well. Though I wouldn't avoid it like other people would, but it isn't something I would watch all the time. Well, nowadays. The characters are great once again. However, if there was one complaint about the characters I have, is to do with Marlin and Nemo. At the start of the film, they're like the standard, not getting along father and son until they've either been separated or on an adventure together. I think something like that has overstayed its welcome. We don't get many of those now, but you get my point. I'd say an example of this is a Goofy movie. But this kind of concept for the story doesn't ruin the film for me. They do things here and there to make it feel a little bit different, which I'll give points to. Dory is a great character. She may be the comic relief type of character in this film, but she has lots of jokes. One thing I should note is that she has short-term memory loss, and she makes some jokes more funnier when she forgets certain things. The other characters in the fish tank are pretty funny too. I'd say they're like the circus bugs in A Bug's Life, but a bit more funnier. We even meet characters like Nigel, who is pretty cool and helps out Marlin and Dory before they were attacked by seagulls, and even helps them in taking them to where Nemo is. The best character out of all of the side characters is none other than Crush. He's a turtle, as he's a chilled out surfer dude. Even his son, Squirt, is just like him, but smaller and really cute. I really do like the moments when Marlin is on an adventure, trying new things he's never done before, because he was scared because of what happened to his wife. Oh yeah! Okay, so at the start of the film, we have a scene with Marlin and his wife Coral. They love the location they're in, which I believe was the drop-off? Anyways, it turns out there was 400 babies they had together, and they were soon to be born. But one day, a killer shark of some kind shows up and goes to attack Coral and the babies. Marlin gets knocked out while he's trying to save them, and finds out at night, after being knocked out, that Coral and 399 of the babies are missing, likely to have been eaten. So with only one baby left, Marlin decided to name it Nemo, as Coral did want at least one of the babies to be named Nemo. You know how Pixar had sad moments with both Jesse's backstory in Toy Story 2 and the moments with Boo and Sully in Monsters Inc.? Well, this opening scene is another sad moment, and even the ending is pretty sad too. But happy sad, not sad sad if you know what I mean. The animation is beautiful. Pixar had to work with water and how fish move in real life, and they tried to capture that even though it's a film with talking fish. Sometimes I thought I was watching a documentary of ocean life. So much detail went into the water and all the stuff in the ocean, making it feel as real as possible. Finding Nemo even has some really outstanding landscapes. They had to go and visit aquariums and go deep sea diving and explore. That's really amazing that they do so much research to make a film. The music this time around was not done by Randy Newman. Instead, it was done by his cousin, Thomas Newman. And the music he does is fantastic. It captures the feel of underwater, and it's atmospheric to what's going on in the film, and even the feel of adventure. Finding Nemo is another great animated movie from Pixar. I'd say it's number 3 on the list so far in this marathon. You can already tell the reasoning with the other videos in this marathon. Better than the first Toy Story and A Bug's Life, but it's not better than Monsters Inc. and Toy Story 2. But this is still another great animated movie from them. Oh, and by the way, if you're gonna explain about the logics to how fish can live, don't forget that you're watching a movie with talking fish. You've gotta see it to believe it. And don't forget, fish are friends, not food. And also, just keep swimming.